Hello and welcome to Talking Reds from the Anfield Wrap. I'm Dan Austin. This is the returning Paul Cope, back on his first Talking Reds in a while. It's the first one of the week because it was a bank holiday yesterday in the UK, if you don't know where. But Paul, it might be 2 days ago now, we're still absolutely buzzing off that Cardiff City game. Another difficult one. Liverpool started quite slowly, Cardiff did well. Liverpool had to be patient, made it count. And they're just such a fun football team to watch. I'm having such a laugh being a Liverpool supporter right now.
Yeah, it's incredible. I should have tweeted about this yesterday and I forgot to. I went to watch Wigan versus Preston yesterday, live.
Really?
At Wigan's ground, yeah. It's like my nephew plays for Wigan's academy. So my family were like, oh, we're going to go and watch the first team. It's a big relegation battle. And I was sitting there half an hour in thinking, every Liverpool fan, especially the ones who are taking this for granted, should go and watch a game like that. Honest to God, if you don't appreciate how good this football team is, go and watch a lower down championship game. When you're watching football, I'd forgotten what it was like to watch football matches and be like, I think I'm better than some of these players. I reckon I could play. I think I could have played right back in the game. And I said to my mates afterwards, I think we could put a team together that would give Wigan a game. And it was brilliant. It was perfect because you're watching other football teams going, yeah, I mean, we're brilliant. We are absolutely fucking brilliant. And you never forget that.
You do almost forget that other football exists when it's like this, because not only the football that you consume, but your whole sort of life ends up revolving around the Reds and them being in this title challenge and also the European Cup. So every 2 or 3 days it feels like you're going to a match.
Yeah.
You're talking to your mates about it all the time. It feels like your entire life revolves around this thing, and it's easy to forget that it's not always like that, because they're usually not that good, or certainly not this good. There's not this level of, frankly, superhuman like they are at the minute.
Well, as well, I'm a bit older than you, but we all know what this is like, where it's very rare that at this point in the season you're still this arsed.
Exactly.
Like just that in itself, with 3 games left, what it is, 4 games left, we could win the league. In my lifetime, that's happened a handful of times in my sort of adult past, being a kid, watching them when I can remember. So that in itself is worth celebrating. And the sun's come out in Liverpool for the past week, it's as if the universe is celebrating the fact that we're brilliant and we should all be out having a bevy and watching this team.
It feels like the whole universe is coming together for me. There was a moment we were in the away end watching that Cardiff game where Sean Morrison, whatever his name is, the one who supports Liverpool, the conspiracy theories about.
I love that as well, by the way. That just adds to the whole thing.
Man City fans can't decide whether it just weren't a penalty or it definitely was a penalty because he's cheating, because he wants Liverpool to win the league and doesn't care that his own football club's going to get relegated. Yeah. And somehow it's both of those things at the same time.
I'm fine.
But it felt to me like physics, science, basically had decided that it was going to change its own rules there, and somehow that chance he had wasn't going in, because all about the physics of it. If you do all the diagrams and the maths like Da Vinci, it has to go in the net, but somehow it doesn't. And that was a moment to me where it felt like, is everything not just coming together for us here?
Yeah, I've mentioned this before. We talked about it on the Pink straight after the game. We'd had a few drinks and stuff, but even when I sit and reflect on this stuff sober, there are just some times in the life of being a Liverpool fan and watching Liverpool where these things happen and you just start looking at the opposition. I remember AC Milan in 2005 in Istanbul, and there was a moment in the ground where you could almost see their players look at each other and go, we're not going to win this European Cup, are we? No matter what happens now, we're not going to win. There are just too many things going against us. Like Shevchenko's just basically missed an open goal from 3 yards. That doesn't happen. And his face was like, I don't know what's going on, but it's definitely not normal and it's not natural. And I think we're back in that phase now. There's just, even before the Cardiff game, there's already a show reel that Evertonians and City fans and United fans can put together of all the times this season where something ridiculous has happened and we've ended up winning a game.
We've got loads of mad players to be sending medals to. Hugo Lloris, Jordan Pickford, Tom Heaton, Morrison.
Well, I keep saying, Joe, we've said earlier in the season, you need some of you might not be old enough to remember this, but the Makeda moment for United, where you're going for the league and then some lad who is just shite and you never hear of again afterwards wins the game. And it was only a couple of weeks, so I thought, we've had loads of them. We've already had loads. There's so many players this season. You've got the Origi winner against Everton. You've got Shaqiri even, who just sort of was boss for a spell and then has disappeared.
We've never bothered with again.
He won the United game, scored 7 goals. And even the Adam Lallana cameo, where he was He was dead to the world.
He was just boss for 2 games.
Came out for 2 games, was brilliant. Put that tackle in against Burnley that won the game, and now he's gone again. He's disappeared all again. And you're like, well, I think it's just bound to happen. City might as well just roll over. Now, I said to Dan before we started filming, City won't. For all of you people who are worried, City aren't going to pick up another point this season. It's done.
Well, this was my theory that I told them all before Tottenham, and then they won them points against Tottenham. But I'm very into the idea of just a moment happening in a football match that goes against them, and then they shit themselves and their heads go. So that didn't have the chance to happen the other day because they just scored after 5 minutes. So it might have if they hadn't done that and Son had all them chances. Maybe the Reds would have gone then, but they had the lead already. All that needs to happen tomorrow is Pogba and Rashford put one little move together, or they just have a spell of 20 minutes at the start because they're at home and it's a derby, and then suddenly you've got Raheem Sterling looking like Shevchenko, or you've got Aguero doing it, or Kompany, or whoever it is, and it just needs that doubt in their mind where they think we're not doing that well tonight, and Liverpool didn't play that well the other day, but the laws of physics changed to let them win, so we're really up against it here, and you just need that bit of doubt, and it might be United, it might be Burnley, it might be Leicester on Monday night. It just needs a little spell there where their heads just start to doubt themselves that bit.
I'm with you, and it's not just their heads, it's when that moment happens, as you say, like Son takes one of those chances, it's all of a sudden your legs feel heavier, all of a sudden you're looking at each other going, I'm tired, are you tired? This has been a long season, hasn't it? And while you're winning and things are going your way and you're pulling things out, you can see how you can sort of forget about that and put it behind you. I just think even the things like De Bruyne getting injured, Fernandinho having to play, he's got to play 2 back-to-back games now.
And he's not fully fit. He would have started if he was fit. Exactly. They all looked knackered to me beyond 60 against Tottenham.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And look, we've seen it even in our plays. You saw Trent chasing back against that lad, and all of a sudden I'm sitting there going, who is this lad? I must have said that line about 10 times in a run. Who's this lad? Like, why is he so fast? And then I realised it was because Trent's legs have gone and he's just running on quicksand. But we've got an opportunity now, because we play Huddersfield at home, to give Trent a breather and to give Robertson a breather if we need to. They haven't got that luxury now.
No. Right, we'll talk more about Cardiff on the second look, which is being recorded just after this. It'll be on the YouTube channel later today, so make sure to keep your eye out for that. But we'll look ahead to Huddersfield now, and I've had this earmarked ever since they said it was a Friday night. I was convinced for a long time that it was the one where we were actually going to win it and be given the trophy. Obviously, that's not the case anymore, but it could be the one where it really feels like it's going to happen now, because the City have got to play United in advance of that. I think the ground is going to be like a jungle, regardless of whether they've dropped points or not, because barely anyone is doing a full day at work Friday who's going the game. Everyone's going to be out early, everyone's going to be caning the aisle. The atmosphere is going to be feverish. I can't wait for it. I've been looking forward to it for ages, and now, given the context of it, it's the biggest game of my life. I assume the biggest game of your life, the biggest game of everyone who's watching this lives as well, and it could possibly be the one where it feels like all our dreams come true.
Yeah, well, the other thing that's, when you talk about things coming together for the universe for us to win the league, I love the way this is a Friday night 8 o'clock game, which never used to exist, by the way, but now that's a thing. And also then it was like, we need to move our Newcastle game, so Klopp started doing a Ferguson and basically saying, I'd like that to be Saturday night, please. So our next 2 games are Friday night and Saturday night, which is just ridiculous, isn't it? Like, if I'm a City supporter, I'm going, can we not give Liverpool fans time to get pissed and go the game and turn it into a jungle, as you say? So yeah, it's incredible. It's going to be, hopefully it should be an incredible night. And I think even if City, all we want United to do at the very least is give them a game.
Absolutely.
I want them to be kicked around, to have to put loads of effort in, to wear their legs out, because then Burnley away, if we've gone top again against Huddersfield, regardless of what happens against United, it's like you keep giving them the game in hand. It's like, okay, your game in hand now is Burnley away, and you're tired, and I don't care whether Burnley is safe or not, you don't want to go to Burnley away as a game in hand. So
we just need to keep nosing in front, don't we, and saying, you answer us then. You've got this tough game, you answered it, and if you answered it, fair enough. If you answered all 4 of them between now and the end, sound fair play, you're a really good footy team. But we'll keep testing you. We'll just win ours because we play ahead of you every game apart from the last game. And we'll see what happens, and we'll see what you do. And that's all that you can ask of any of them.
100%.
There's also a European Cup semi-final to come next week.
Hello.
We've just been in the office and managed to sort some tickets in the away end in the sale there. It's mad how that feels secondary. They've got an away Champions League semi-final at Barcelona with Messi, Suarez, Coutinho, etc. next week.
I know.
And I'm more worried about City versus Burnley or whatever.
I know, mate. It's incredible. I keep saying we're going to win the Champions League as a consolation prize. It's
mad.
weird. Like, we're just going to win the Champions League, by the way, in case anyone hasn't noticed that yet.
That is happening.
We're just going to win it. and loads of our players are going to be like, this is bosh, you know. And even if we haven't won the league by then, we'll be like, yeah, it would have been nice to win the league. Look, what a team this is. What a football team this is. What a squad. What a time to be a Red.
What a group of human beings. The next few weeks are going to be absolutely fantastic. It really is. Certainly the best period of my lifetime to be a Liverpool supporter. So if you don't already, make sure to go to theanfieldrap.com/subscribe. There's already actually podcasts on there looking back at Cardiff. There'll be loads looking forward to Huddersfield. Next week there'll be plenty from Barcelona for you to get your teeth into as well. Second look will be out on the YouTube channel later today. There's also a merch sale on the Anfield Wrap at the minute, Paul, if you don't mind holding up that t-shirt. Basically everything that's on there, whether it's these t-shirts, other t-shirts, hoodies, caps, whatever, everything on the website is 20% off. So just go on there, the code is there, you'll be able to get anything you want 20% off. There's also a special podcast coming out later today with Barry Lutis, who is the LFC under-18s coach. They have got a Youth Cup semi-final coming up on Thursday night, so there's a really good interview with him if you're interested in that kind of thing. And finally, the Anfield Wrap end of season party is taking place on the 11th of May. It's the night before we play Wolverhampton Wanderers. It's at the Mountford Hall in Liverpool. It's got a massive capacity. There's going to be DJs, T Street bands are going to be playing. There's going to be clips from the season, people talking over it as well. It's going to be great. Tickets for that are available on ctickets.com, so make sure to check it out. And if you haven't already, go to the BritishPodcastAwards.com/vote and vote for the Anfield Wrap as just the best podcast, because it is. And it'd be nice if someone gave us a shiny thing to say that it is. Really. But for now, thanks for watching. Thanks from Paul. Thanks from me. All the best. Up the Reds.